Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. and Lady, it's your boy Jerm, and you are tuned into Kinetic Aesthetic. I want to say thank you all for tuning in. It is time for another weekly edition of Sports Talk, and the vibes are good. The Bears had a dominant win, the NBA has been exciting, the college football playoff is right around the corner, and we're pretty much getting to that point of the season where it's do or die time, attrition is hitting everybody, and the Bears are in a very good position. As you can see, I'm excited to talk about them. I'm excited to talk about everything else that happened during week 15. There was a lot of injury news, a lot of very important key players were getting hurt during this week, unfortunately. So we're going to talk all about that, plus a lot more. So y'all get comfortable, get yourself some food, get some snacks. Get comfortable is the most important thing, because Kinetic Aesthetic is about to be right back. Y'all know how we do things. First things first, let's talk about the Bears. This was the most dominant win they have had since the Dallas game. Honestly, 31-3. We have not won by that many points in a couple of years. They came out and they just really put their foot on their necks. It was 14-0 by the end of the first quarter, and despite some bumps in the road, I don't really want to say they ever were threatening or were even really coming close to us, but there were some points where the offense was stalling a little bit more than I wanted, but even then, that was just due to drops. It was a complete team win. Yes, it was against the Browns. Yes, it was against Shador, who was a rookie. He looked like a rookie despite the whole culture war that goes around the way people talk about him. He looked like a rookie, and he looked like a second-round talent that was just getting overwhelmed by a good defense. This was everything that you really would want to see if you're a Bears fan. Caleb was amazing the entire day. I've been saying it since the game. I've been telling all my friends. This is Caleb Williams in his third year. This is what I'm expecting the entire time. The passes were crisp. They were on point. They were on time. He was throwing with anticipation. Literally, Manungai dropped a couple of them. It was just some hard times for some people just catching. If it wasn't for that, his stats would be even better. And in the conditions, in a game that is as cold as it is, when you have the fucking kicker is afraid to go out there and kick, we need to move on from Cairo Santos. That's the one real thing that I will say that the negative I've taken away from this game. We need to move on at the end of this year. It's time. But aside from that, and that's the only thing, everybody else was great. The running game was great. Manungai and Swift were great running the ball. They did their thing. The blocking was doing a great job. Myles Garrett got a couple of sacks, but Ozzie is a rookie, number one. Number two, you really cannot expect much else. There's not much else that I was going to say that I'm expecting Ozzie Trapillo as a rookie to come in and just hold Myles Garrett to 0 sacks when that man is just literally gunning for the record and on his way. They played great. Caleb had time. He was shifty back there. There was one time when Myles Garrett had him damn near dead to rights, and Caleb was able to just get past him. He is the most elusive quarterback in the league right now. It's without a doubt Caleb. He's proven it. Him being able to do all this shit is not just fluky. It's not escape art. It's just true escape artist shit. It was troubling to see to see a second player go out in a row just during a pregame warm-up. I'm going to hope that it was maybe just really, really cold and that, that's not good on his foot, depending on whatever injury he's trying to fight through, but we're going to need him for this game. I hope that we can sort of figure out what's going on with our training staff to where that's happening 2 weeks in a row. I don't think that's normal, but I'm really just trying to cover every base because there's so much positive to say. The defense again was great. They were putting pressure on them every single snap down here. Shador had no time. He was pressured into making a lot of bad throws. Like I said, I don't think that he was a 5th round talent. I think he is clearly a 2nd round to, at worst, type of talent, but he fell where he fell. I think he should be given a little bit of grace because that's a good Bears defense. He was able to make some throws that were nice. He had a really nice one to Jerry Jeudy that should have been a touchdown, he did not finish the job. The ball was in his hands. I don't know how it happened, but somehow it ended up in Jalen Johnson's. So this is a guy that really doesn't have a lot going for him. There's a whole culture war going around him and discussions about him, which makes it very difficult. When it comes to just pure football, he clearly is somebody that he shouldn't have been behind Dylan Gabriel. I don't know what Kevin Stefanski was seeing in him, but that is neither here nor there, I guess, at the end of the day when it comes to me as a Bears fan. The Browns are an abhorrent organization. Kevin Stefanski is just a very bad coach. I know he's won Coach of the Year twice. One of those is owed to Baker. The other one, I don't really see it. I don't see it with this guy. I think he's just a very overrated coach this year, and the way they all handled the Baker Mayfield leaving situation has shown me that he's not that good of a coach. He just sort of has coasted on elite talent. That thing about when they had Bradley Chubb there. And at the end of the day, the Bears just, they should have won this game. This was a game I was going into a little bit worried because I felt like this was a trap game. This is a game that can get away from them if they don't really pay attention, if they're thinking too far ahead to Green Bay. They did not. Ben Johnson didn't allow that. That team came in prepared. They came in ready to put their foot on their necks, and they did. The first drive, all of it. You had great games by Luther Burden, by Colston Loveland. Again, both of those guys coming in as rookies and just showing that they need, I don't know, maybe Luther might be the number one that we end up sticking with and funding with a long-term over Rome. I really like what he's doing, and he just has that dog in him when it comes to the way he plays. He fights for yards. He has a lot of yak. He's one of those guys that, you just got to give him the ball in open space, and he's going to get you some yak. So I love what I'm seeing with them. I love the progression that we saw with Caleb. Caleb can play like this in these type of elements. I don't see any reason why people doubt that he can put it together and figure out how to do this, just consistently. He shows you in games like this, it's possible, it's there. He has it in him. As long as he can get that footwork consistent the way he was able to do it against Cleveland, I think the sky's the limit. Ben Johnson came out and said they're going to play their best football in December. So we're getting around that time. This was a perfect sort of good game for them to kick off the month, really, to really get it going. Not saying that the Green Bay game doesn't count, but this is a game where they're able to, get their feet set, really go into the rest of this month and beyond, just charged up. And I don't want to face this team in January. I don't want to face the team, especially if they somehow get a home game. If we fuck around and get the first seed, because I'm not sure, the Rams could end up stumbling. They already lost to the Carolina Panthers, so anything is on the table. We just have to win. I know people are trying to say that we shouldn't get too ahead of ourselves and everything like that, but based off the way we look right now and the way this team just consistently has bounced back and proven themselves, plus a lot of other factors with a lot of other teams and what they have going on, I am fully ready to sort of, I'm ready for them to do it. I know we still got San Fran coming up. I know we still got Detroit coming up. But we can do this. So the Bears just gotta handle business. Okay, starting things off on week 15 by talking about the Thursday night game. We had the Buccaneers against the Falcons. This was a game of two teams that are really... I thought the Buccaneers were going to be contenders the way they were playing in the first couple weeks, but at this point, they are just regressing to the mean. The NFC South is just turning into a shit show. Now, the Buccaneers are capable of getting hot. I'm not going to really look past Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans to just do something crazy. I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of this team. I feel like this is a team that's going to be one and done. They're just going to get their home playoff game because they're an NFC South team, and they're just going to fall. Because Atlanta made so many penalties. Literally, I want to say they had something like 20, and they still won. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how you allow them to be in that game like that. But Kirk Cousins and Kyle Pitts just put on a hell of a performance, and they were able to just walk them down at the end and just win. Tampa is lucky that Carolina was also able to lose this week, but this is probably going to be a race that goes down to the wire, and I think they do play each other twice. We'll see who's going to win the NFC South, because whichever team does is probably just trying to extend their season by about 1 week. Up next, we had Baltimore up against Cincinnati. Baltimore was able to put that ass to bed. They were able to kill Cincinnati's playoff dreams by walloping their ass 24-0. This was not a great performance by Cincinnati. I mean, you could tell Joe Burrow came out, he struggled, had 2 picks. Lamar only threw 12 times. I'm just looking at the stats right now, this man only threw 12 times. That's really fucking crazy to me. But yeah, they just didn't get anything going at all. I don't know what to say about Cincinnati. I don't know where they go from here. Joe Burrow is already coming out and talking about football isn't necessarily fun to him anymore, so it's not a good look. I was just having this conversation earlier. I do really think that he has to sort of look in the mirror. Him getting hurt as often as he does is not going to help anybody. Him choosing to really go behind and push to get 2 everybody, especially when it comes to the defense, but also it's on the Bengals because why the hell are they playing their best person on defense? Why are they doing this with Shamar Stewart? Why are they not doing? We're still not doing enough. And I don't want Joe Burrow to retire. I don't want him to end up requesting a trade. I love the hometown story of the guy from Ohio playing for the Cincinnati Bengals, and I do think that they can eventually go back and get a championship, but I don't know. It's not going to be easy, but we do need to see him be healthy for another 17-game season. The Chargers were able to do it. They were able to knock the Kansas City Chiefs out of the playoff race 16-13. This was not a pretty game by any means. This was a horrible fucking day for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL and his LCL in his left knee. I was able to confirm that just because I'm recording this like the day afterwards. But yeah, we lost the king of the league just like that. We're probably not going to see him in the 2026 season until well into November. This sucks. You hate to see a great player go out like that. You hate to see him be taken out by that type of thing. But when he's carrying that team on his back for so long, especially in this current roster situation, there's only so much carrying you can do before eventually your legs just get out. They gave out today. For the Chargers, they were improved 10-4. Justin Herbert is still doing the best he can behind that makeshift goal line after all the injuries. A lot of people don't necessarily have faith in the Chargers. I do. I think that when people can try to look at this loss and by Kansas City is just like a fluke because Patrick Mahomes goes down, and that if he would have been, they might have at least been able to get that dub. I think that people are really doing a bad job of underestimating just how good this Chargers team can be with John Harbaugh as their fucking head coach and Justin Herbert as their quarterback. Yes, the O-line is injured. Yes, there are going to be some struggle times on the next couple games in this playoff run they'll be going into, but I have faith this team has the potential and can win a playoff game. I just think that people are really just doing a bad job of underestimating them. But we shall see. Up next, we had the Buffalo Bills beating the New England Patriots 35-31. Buffalo was able to go to 10-4. They were able to keep themselves somewhat in the hunt for the division, while New England took a real somewhat hit because they're trying to do that number one seed. Josh Allen, the guy is he's quietly just sort of going into MVP mode. He's actually sort of trying to take over these games and succeeding. If they are going to go to the Super Bowl, this is going to be their year. It's going to be because of this man. They really don't have a number one. I'm calling all the bullshit going on with him. They don't have the best defense. If they're going to win games, it's going to be because of Josh Allen. They're going to live and die by how as far as that guy can take them, and he can take them far. I have no doubt about that. And in a playoff scenario where you have Mahomes out, you have Lamar out, you have Burrow out, you got to do it. You got to get the job done. I think he can because I have more faith in him than I have in any of the young pups, and I have more faith in him than I have in Josh Allen. Not Josh Allen, Justin Herbert at this point. Now, when it comes to the Patriots, this was not the best game by Drake May. Like, he's put up enough great performances to where it's not going to necessarily destroy MVP chances, in my opinion, but this wasn't the best game. I think they'll bounce back. I think they're fine. Again, they're not necessarily my Super Bowl pick, but I would not be surprised if they get there. They're going to go as far as Drake May can take them, and if we have a game like this in the playoffs, they'll probably lose. But you can't win them all. Moving on, we have the Commanders beating the Giants 21. You know what? I really just don't care to talk about this one. This is a 10-ball game. Both these teams are just fighting for playoff position and everything like that. So, moving on. Eagles were whooping on the Raiders 31-0. This was a very good bounce back game by the Eagles. Goddard and Jalen Hurts were able to have some good numbers and everything like that. They were able to just have some good things going for themselves. The Eagles need it. They've been going through a lot right now. They've been having a lot of struggles. People have been calling for Jalen to be fucking benched. People are calling for the coach to be fired again. I think Philadelphia is going to be fine. I think it's just hard to, win year after year. And I do think A.J. Brown is becoming a bit of an issue. When it comes to the Raiders, they're ass. What else is new? Now, a game that was actually very interesting just because this was somebody that I really fucked with showing out and really going off. We had the Jacksonville Jaguars beating down on the New York Jets 48-20. 20. This nigga Trevor Lawrence had 6 touchdowns, 5 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Just completely took over. The game was literally his. This was the best game of this man's career. Again, there's a lot of teams that really could just make a lot of noise because Trevor Lawrence, and I know it's the Jets. People are gonna just be very loud, very quick to say it's the Jets. Don't try to get that excited. They just already traded everybody on their defense anyway. If a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars can sort of get some momentum going in a game like this, if they can go continue to string off some wins, Trevor Lawrence can get some confidence in himself, sort of throwing the way he was throwing and the way he was playing in this game. I don't see a reason why they can't do this. I already like him as far as the offense. If Trevor Lawrence can start to perform more like this going into the playoffs, why wouldn't they be able to? Why wouldn't they be able to come out of the game? It can literally be anybody's ball right now. Up next, we had the Texans beating the shit out of the Cardinals 40-20. Texans continue to look really good going into this final stretch of the season. They are turning into one of those dark horse picks, especially in my opinion. CJ Stroud, again, CJ Stroud is somebody who I have a lot more faith in than Trevor Lawrence. And if he can continue to play like this, to go along with how that defense is looking, the sky's the limit. This was just belt to ass, and I don't know what else to say. The Texans are really looking good right now. Houston might have a problem. Up next, we had another one of those sad games. We had Denver beating up on Green Bay 34-26. Main takeaway from this game, of course, Micah Parsons. Man tears his ACL after a great first season with the Packers. Up to this point, already had 12 sacks. Of course, he's going to get some more. Listen, as a Bears fan, there's no love lost. After what happened to Jim McMahon in 1985 when he got body slammed by Charles Martin, no good luck to repeat. Not in 1985, 1986, there was a chance to repeat. I'm guilty to not really feel sympathy in this situation. Mike Parsons, a great player, he's a great personality. You hate to see him be out of it. And I personally am just a big fan of, I want to beat you guys at full when you have full health. And I think we can. So you hate to see him go out. You hate to see that happen right before we have to play him again. It hurts their Super Bowl chances a lot. You know, he was a big part of why their defense was like so good this year. He was, and that defense takes a lot of pressure off that offense. So I know everybody, including Jordan Love, is going to be feeling it. The whole team has to be feeling deflated, but such and such, I guess. But yeah, no, they got their ass beat. Bo Nix threw 4 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, 0 times he was sacked. It was just a good performance by Denver, and Bo Nix he really is just he's having just some great performances. I really can't hate on the guy anymore. I used to say that he was like Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow could never put me in the game. Tim Tebow could not come out there and throw the ball the way this man threw and put 4 tutties up there and just couldn't. We had up next the Rams beating the Lions 41-34. This one was not a good look, not a good loss for the Lions. This was the furthest push them behind. It really would help them, they would really maybe take some close to Green Bay, but as of now, they are even further down. When it comes to LA, they continue to just look good. Matthew Stafford continues with his MVP campaign. I really don't have too much else to say about this one. Out to the Rams for beating up on Detroit. We needed that, and we shall see what is going to happen with both these teams going forward, because I don't have too much faith in Detroit to necessarily even get into the playoffs at this point. The Rams feel like they are a team that their regular season good, but I don't necessarily see them getting into the Super Bowl. Up next, we had the Saints beating the Panthers 22-17. Panthers were sadly they just fumbled. They had a chance to really take the lead in the division, and they didn't. Now they are still in the same position where they're going to have to really chase after Tampa Bay in order to go ahead and put themselves in the position. But yeah, it sucks to suck. New Orleans, this always feels good, even if you're a bottom dwelling team like New Orleans. It feels good when you are able to go ahead and get some momentum for you when you're able to finish for the division. Now, in the most interesting game of the weekend, we had the Seattle Seahawks playing against the Indianapolis Colts. They were able to beat them 18-16. Indianapolis didn't get the win, but my biggest real takeaway from the game, Phillip Rivers, at his old age, was somehow able to just come out there, play the game, I don't know how many times he got sacked, but he was able to just not end up being retired, not taken away on a stretcher. He did show no fear. So, shout out to Philip Rivers, man. It's hard to do what he did. It's hard to really even imagine somebody his age being able to just get off the couch really after they were just coaching fucking high school football, and just seeing the videos of him, looking the way he was, still sort of having that pot belly, just being an old man. Shout out to him for going out there and just performing. I don't know how Seattle was only in this game. They said I really thought this was going to be a blowout. This could potentially, if any happens, move out around who fucking knows? They could really shock the world. Up next, we had 49ers beating up on the Tennessee Titans 37-24. Just leave this game alone. The 49ers are they're just like the Titans, and Titans are the bottom blow. So bottom blow is two, bottom blow is two. Alright. After that we have the Cowboys losing to the Minnesota Vikings 34-26. These niggas made 9, but these niggas made 9. I don't know how you do that with the fucking Tennessee Titans. Yeah, they might as well be the Tennessee Titans. The Cowboys are able to do this. So yeah, shout out to them. Their playoff hopes are done. They're not going anywhere. They're taking their asses home. And to top things off, we had, as of tonight, the Pittsburgh Steelers keeping their slim playoff chances open. They're not slim. I think they're not even sure if they're in the driver's seat compared to them or Baltimore, but they are the winners against the Miami Dolphins, 28-15. With that, I would really say that the Miami Dolphins playoff hopes, their slim hopes that were damn near like 5% going in tonight, they're done. They need to get rid of Tua. I think the players rallied somewhat, which is why they were able to improve things. They looked like they were going to have a number one overall draft. That's how bad the Miami Dolphins looked. They were having fucking players on the leaves after week 1. Things were bad. So if they are going to improve, they are going to Tua. This season has shown that. And yeah, Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin, even if they don't go to the playoffs, they're going to end up with a winning record. There's one thing Mike Tomlin is going to do. He's going to somehow get a winning record. But yeah, no, that was week 13. Yeah, week 16, we shall see what happens for the Bears playing Green Bay on Saturday. I'm excited for that game. I think the way we were able to play them so close the last time, this time going in there with both their number one wideout, Christian Watson, and Micah Parsons both being out, this is a game we should win.